Allie, I'm looking at this picture of you right now on Twitter, and you're riding a camel. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was actually last summer when I went on a birthday trip to Israel with my buddy from high school. That was a 10-day trip that we went on, and it was just a pretty awesome experience that we had last summer.
Allie, Coach Lovie Smith was saying he didn't know who you were until he saw you in Mobile at the Senior Bowl. When do you remember finding out you'd get that invitation? It's not something many D3 guys get. And just talk about the opportunity you had there and how much that helped you get to where you are right now.
Yeah, the Senior Bowl was huge for me, obviously, because that showed, I think I was able to show teams that I was able to step up to the competition, that I could play with the speed and the size of the next level. And I know the NFL is obviously a bigger jump than the Senior Bowl, but I honestly think that I can make the same jump to the NFL like I did to the Senior Bowl, and I can adjust to the speed and the size of the competition. And I know it's different.
Along those lines, a lot of folks say that that's really where you can see kind of a little bit of a talent disparity between some of the bigger schools and then some of the smaller schools is up front and in the trenches. What do you have to say to that notion that they think that guys from smaller schools, particularly offensive linemen, can't compete at the next level?
All I can tell you this is I couldn't control my level of competition. What I could control was my effort on each play, what I was doing in the off season, and I think I approached that the right way. And I think that's what's going to make me successful at the next level.
What do you think, back to the Senior Bowl, what do you think, based on your performance there, what do you think it was specifically that won over not just this coaching staff, but a number of them, because you were widely discussed?
Yeah, I think I showed teams that I made the transition pretty fluid. I was pretty fluid transition from tackle to guard, and it was my first time playing guard at the Senior Bowl. And when I was there, I think I showed teams that I could anchor well against the size, and I could play with the best in the country.
Allie, how did you end up at Hobart to start with, and how do you think it affected your development?
Yeah, I ended up at Hobart. I was just an undersized offensive lineman in high school. I think our high school wasn't really heavily recruited in football, or really in any sport for that matter. But I think Hobart was huge for me. I honestly think if I went to another Division III program, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in right now. And I think that's due to the fact that coaches in Hobart really know what they're doing. And I bought into the system day one, and because of that, I think I improved a whole lot over that time there.
How undersized were you coming out of high school?
My senior year, I was about 230 pounds, playing offensive line. When I came into camp freshman year, I was about 254.
Hey, Allie, congratulations and welcome to Tampa. What are your thoughts on protecting Jameis Winston, who we picked first overall yesterday?
Oh, I'm excited. Obviously, James is a great player, and I think Tampa addressed that need, and I think that he's going to, impress people next year. He's a heck of an athlete, and from what I hear, he's a heck of a teammate. So I'm excited to play with him.
You're not the first offensive tackle to move inside to guard. It happens a lot at the next level. What are some of the things that you're going to have to work on, areas that you need to improve on?
Yeah, I think I might have to. It's just honestly, I think it's going to be a process of just again adjusting to the quickness of the game, and I think that's going to be something I do throughout OTAs and through camp, and I think it's adjusting I'll be able to make.
And where do you feel you're at right now in terms of being a run blocker?
I feel pretty comfortable with my run blocking abilities. I think that's actually one of my strengths in my game, and I'm pretty confident in that.
Hey, Allie, forgive me if I say Allie Marpet. I'm pronouncing your name correctly?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thanks very much.
Allie, could you talk just in general about the importance of the offensive line? Obviously, all over town, everyone's excited about the quarterback, but, history shows us that people have to keep people off people.
Absolutely. Offensive line play is everything. I think it showed Coach when I met with Coach Smith. We talked about offensive line play and how important it is to him. And he obviously showed, I think, everyone that he was trying to improve that offensive line play. And Coach Warhop's an awesome offensive line coach, and I've had a chance to meet with him. And I think with adding Donovan and me. I think Logan Menkins is a senior guy. I think we'll be able to grow up together, and we'll really improve over time.
You mentioned meeting with both head coach Lovie Smith and then offensive line coach George Warhop. What were your biggest takeaways from those meetings? What did you leave, feeling like, that you really got out of it?
Sure. I can tell you this: Coach Smith was one of the more determined guys I've ever met. I think we had a 30-minute meeting, and if you ever have a time you've ever sat down with him, he's just an incredible guy. He's determined, he's passionate. He obviously loves football. And Coach Warhop is one of the best coaches in the league, honestly. One of the best coaches that I've worked with. Obviously, he's been in the league for a long time, and I think with his help, I'll be able to improve my game a whole lot.
And is there anybody in the league right now or that had played in the league that you really try to pattern your game after, or that you compare yourself to?
Yeah. So what I told most people is I like Jason Kelsey, the Eagles, just because how quick and explosive he is. How he fires off the ball and how he's taking the fight to people. And I'd like to try and pattern my game off of him.